So now we are live right now on 3 platforms. LinkedIn hasn't worked again for me. That's okay. Everyone say hello.
Hi.
So today here we are with the Homegirls from Hannah and the Homegirls. Why don't you guys quickly introduce yourselves and kind of like, you guys have your attachment names actually to Instagram there. Kind of just show people where to follow you guys at, and then we're going to get into some cool conversations here.
Yeah.
Right. I'm Taleen Mirzayan, and you can follow me right there at the number 6IXSIDE_TALEEN on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. My first name, Taleen Mirzayan, last name Mirzayan. It'll auto-populate.
And I'm Jessica Botelho. You can find me on the screen name that's there. And you can find our team on Instagram at Hannah and the Homegirls, or on Facebook, Hannah and the Homegirls, HANNAN.
Love it. The clarification is just there.
Well, you know, Hannah is spelled. I could think of a couple different ways.
So tell us, like, actually, Jess was just telling us how she's sweating.
Really? You want me to repeat that?
She's sweating it off. She just blow dried her hair. Like, come on, this is amazing weather. Like, I'm looking outside when it looks like this.
I know.
Like, we should be doing these lives outside
on a patio,
right? Mm-hmm. Like, literally, actually, this is a good idea. Live from a patio with the mic there and like a camera on us. Well, I mean, obviously physical distancing and stuff, but you know, that would be fun. And
everybody at the bar would think that we're like celebrities or something.
Listen, you guys
we'll get autographs later.
We're working our way up there.
No, you're there. You are there. You are live. You're there. Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
We're arrived.
You arrived.
We've arrived.
Thank you.
Please, let's talk about. Listen, this is not going to be a conversation about like all these negative things that are happening right now. We're going to talk about like cool, fun things. Let's talk about your guys' your virtual open houses, your virtual tours, like all this kind of stuff. You guys are getting into this, the masks, everything. Like, how are you, like this pivot point for a lot of people? How are you guys enjoying it?
I don't know if enjoying, like, it's different. It's definitely different. Kind of adjusting. It's like we've been doing sales and real estate for so long, and adapting and changing to new techniques and just learning as we go along has been an experience in itself. Like, Jess and I did our first virtual open house, and it was different. Like, you do your first, like we did it on Facebook first, and that was kind of trial, warming up to the whole concept of it, wanting to focus on things that we would naturally assume that the consumer wants to see. And then afterwards you realize, shoot, I didn't say this. This is like important information. So the second round, when we went on Instagram, we were able to polish up those uncomfortable areas. I guess to say, yeah.
We're new to it, just like everybody else is new to it. We're figuring it out. I mean, we had even shown up. I thought we were so set, showed up with my Osmo 1 from like 4 years ago. And, you go live and Facebook's like, can't go live in landscape. You got to be portrait. Yeah. So now like I'm holding the camera like this, just shaking. And so, but, we're figuring it out like everybody else. We're learning, Taleen was, she took one for the team and going first. And, she learned on her second time around when we went on Instagram, and we're both going to learn a lot. I'm going live again from a property we have in Mississauga this weekend. So, she'll be learning from me in that point. And along the way, we're picking up from other agents too. So I think we're all just trying to figure it out and do our best with what we can right now to make sure that the people that need to be serviced are.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about the clients getting the service that they deserve, and, being professionals in that field, understanding that the pivot points are different. You still have to offer that service, but now how are you going to do it?
Right.
So, and I don't think it's about the how, it's about doing it. So I think you guys have the right idea though, in the sense of you just did it. Really, this is what I basically would do as someone in the industry that we're in. People say, how do I do this? And I literally say, open your phone. There's going to be a circle button right there. Press it and talk. And that's really what it is, because the learning after that happens. You can't do landscape. Well, you learn that way. And nobody cares about the errors. They just care about the property getting exposed in the right way and understanding the right information.
Yep, and the effort and putting yourself out there.
100%.
Yeah.
What would you say the feedback was from the people, watching these, the virtual open house, and the feedback that you guys got from, let's say, a client base and then maybe some other people in the industry?
To be honest, I personally didn't get any direct feedback at all, other than like thumbs up and stuff like that.
I got a couple bits of feedback. Some people were just like, they liked the whole walking around. They feel me and T, we make a good team in the sense that like we bounce off each other, right? And when she can't find the words, I find them for her, and the same, and vice versa, So I think people enjoyed that interaction and seeing us like put ourselves out there more. And I mean, there wasn't a lot of people that chimed in with questions, but hopefully as we do it and whatever, it'll pick up and we'll get more, and we'll see.
Well, and it will though, and that's the thing. It's like the more consistency you have with it, whether it be on Instagram, for example, and being on the storylines and the bright lights that people see, and those, like, the more that happens, the more awareness you'll gain from it as well. And obviously, I think, that's the scarcity of people not doing it. Or when I say people, I mean the industry that you're in, real estate.
Yeah.
Not doing those versus doing them. It's actually, they're just afraid to put themselves out there.
100%.
And trust me, do you know how worried I am for this weekend? I dropped F-bombs like it's going out of style. It's like my or ah, So it's like, I'm really nervous to go live. Yeah. And there's no censoring on live, right? So it's like, just figuring it out. It's nerve-wracking, and I get why people are hesitant to do it. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes, right? Like, just.
Well,
and that's coming from two people who literally overthink everything and want it to be like perfect. Everything.
Well, and let's face it, ladies, perfection leads to procrastination. You guys did not procrastinate, and you did it. And you felt better about it, and you're talking about it now. And the cool part is you're talking about it and you're laughing about it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, if you did chime into it, we laughed the entire way through. Like, there were quite a few times, like, you just kind of have to roll through the punches in those like really uncomfortable, awkward situations. Like, Jess is panning and I'm like, I've got my head down, and then I pop out of the corner. Oh, you caught a bad angle of me. And that's the thing. It's like, I'm always overthinking, is this a bad angle? Am I standing right? Do my legs look funny? Are my arms crushed? Should I unlock my hands? But it's like, you just be yourself. Like, pretend like no one is actually watching you. Trust me, my palms are sweating, but that's the one thing is that we, as overthinkers, we do, like, getting beyond that point of the discomfort and just doing it. And that's why I enjoy also being on camera so much, not in a vain way. It's just like, the more times that I would post like videos on Instagram or Facebook, you just get more comfortable doing it. And knowing that you don't have to sound like anybody else out there. Talk the way you would talk to your friends.
Say the F-bomb.
Minus the F-bombs.
No, say them.
I don't know if that's appropriate for a Saturday afternoon open house, though.
You know what the greatest part is, and I'm going to tell you guys straight up, is like, you guys are so real. That's the best part about it. And I think people need to appreciate that.
Thank you.
Because I think that if you were trying to be other people, you wouldn't have the passion you have for the industry that you're in, and you wouldn't gain the clientele that you have. Because how do you build a relationship if you can't be yourself? And that's basically what it is. Your clients, you build relationships with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think the F-bombs are fine, personally. I mean, you're going to get there.
I'm sure the moms at home with their kids watching a live open house, though.
Exactly.
Earmuff. We should put a disclaimer. Earmuff your kids. Earmuff your kids.
Listen,
Jessica's not responsible.
throw that back at them. It's like, why are their kids watching an open house with them with swearing? They should know better. They know better than, hey, sweetie, watch this open house with me with going live. Maybe they'll swear. It's like, no, that kid should be coloring or reading, not watching,
Yeah.
Look at them that way. And to talk about like the palms thing, you know what that reminds me of? Ricky Bobby. When he's getting interviewed, he doesn't know what to do with his hands. Like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
I love it.
But it's true, because it's like nervous twitch stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to like kind of round back to getting into the virtual world as a real estate agent. understanding that people are video versus like a photo of something, all that kind of stuff. When you get into the virtual type of things and things are more live or more accessible to people, the mindset of being like, is my hair okay? Because it's like, it's very in the moment where like you can edit a video, you can edit a photo, you can do all that kind of stuff. So stepping into the virtual world, I truly believe is a mindset, which you guys have done. And in the past, your videos, all these kinds of things, like these are the types of things that I believe agents in the industry don't understand, which you guys have the mindset for. And this is the part about being real, because now you're going to be entertaining, which again is like, when we're talking about digital marketing and marketing yourselves and marketing your team and marketing how that stuff works, it's like how important it is to you as a team to have yourself out there as like, this is who we are, this is why we're good, this is our awareness. So let's talk a little bit about that, and in the sense of, you're doing a virtual open house. We talk about it being new, but you did it. And we talk about moving forward and how much more you're going to be doing, because you just are. And in the virtual world, what is that type of mindset like moving forward for you guys, and the mindset of getting into the virtual world? What does that kind of look like for you? Is it more social media? Is it more virtual open houses, virtual tours, offering as a solution to clients? What does that world look like to you? We won't talk about how it looks in the market.
And Jess, you want to take this one?
So like everybody else, obviously, we had to make that decision to sit down and think about what services and, offerings to our clients we were going to initially switch up. I forgot where I was going with this question.
Okay. It's okay. Like,
sorry, ask it again.
Well, I guess it's not retaurical, and it's not necessarily a question.
Yeah.
It's moving into the virtual world, what does this look like for you guys as a team?
Yeah.
Like, we're talking pivot points and whatever adaptation it is, but let's face it, it's like you're still offering a service. You're just now offering solutions because you're in that realm.
Yeah.
And that's like a state of uncomfortability. So mindset wise, like, what does it look like for a team like you guys?
Well, we've done everything we can to ramp up. I mean, you have to think we work collectively as a team. We do nurture a lot of agent referrals. That typically came from belly to belly experiences, events, and things like that. So, we are having to re-strategize on how are we going to connect with those people now on a more personal level. So we're going to have to make tweaks in that department in order to keep the business going strong and keep the relationships, going strong. Me and Taleen also had to we were really slacking. I remember even when we had originally met with you and Scott, he was kind of like, let me look at your Instagram. He's like, awesome, y'all have one picture, cool. So like we really had to say, let's step it up. We've got really the time now to just really do some content planning and stuff like that and just put it out there. So just trying, again, working ourselves more into that digital world and things like that. And we've got our infomercial or our profile video with you guys set up that I'm looking forward to doing. So I think things like that. And again, getting more into, me and Taleen recently talked about, we've had this passion project we've been trying to get started for 2 years. And we've talked about, that's it. Like, let's just finally get to it now. Right. And it's all digital. And there's a lot of ways we can work with it despite, if we're doing neighborhood spotlights or something, places
right.
being closed, that's actually a better thing. We grab it and go. We still give them their spotlight. We don't got to worry about lighting inside a place and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. we're just doing what we can to put ourselves out there more in a digital sense. We were typically more traditional belly to belly people. And we didn't heavily focus on the social aspect. So we're definitely diving deeper into that throughout this entire thing.
And you actually took it in the direction I was trying to go with it, by the way. So thanks for understanding that. Because what I really want people to hear is, like, you're not sitting on your ass wasting your goddamn time. Like, this is time to be. There's a lot of growth mode here. That mindset that I'm telling you right now, it doesn't exist in a lot of people. It's like you have passion projects that you're working on. You're not wasting your time, is what I'm trying to say. It's like. And a lot of the viewers that are watching this kind of thing, this is why they tune in, because they want to know what people are doing, because there are a lot of people sitting on their butts doing nothing. And how do you gain awareness that way? So when you talk about profile videos and you think about that, strategies, team meetings, like, these agent referrals that you guys reach out to, Zoom meetings, a lot of Zoom meetings. And that too, it's like you guys have obviously been doing a lot of that.
We did. That was the first thing we said. Let's Make it a point. I mean, we could have individually picked up the phone and called our realtor friends and stuff like that, but we wanted it to be like, let's have a happy hour with the homegirls, you know, and literally just get on the phone with some of these people and how are you? How are you doing? You know, kind of thing. So, you know, we immediately took that pivot. But I mean, you know, like everybody, Devin, we had our days where it was like, I just want to be in my feelings, and you know, but you've gotta, there's gotta be a point where you pull yourself back, right? And just get to it and do what's ultimately going to make you feel good, even if starting it doesn't feel good.
I think recalibrate 24/7. That's it. You take your day, next day you're back at it. Just
yeah. But that's the great mindset to that, though, is understanding that you are going to have. I mean, I think at the beginning of a lot of this, and Taleen, you and I talked about it briefly the other day when we talked on the phone. When this first happened, we didn't know what to do. Like, we didn't know what was happening. Like, no. Who knows how to react to something? And then as like facts come out and things happen, you're just like, oh my God, this is starting to get silly. Or it's like, oh my goodness, this is bad. However people think about it, it's like, okay, now how does it affect me? Like, what's happening in my head? Mm-hmm. And now how do I deal with it? So I think allowing yourself the time to you know, be in your feelings and understand those feelings, but it's like coming out on top of it as well. Because I think, and I don't like really saying like when this is over or all that kind of stuff. It's like, but realistically, coming out of this, it's you're gonna look back at this, and this was a true growth mode, physically, emotionally, however you spent your time. If you weren't working on things, just think like you when you start getting busy, and you guys know this when it comes to spring markets and stuff like that, you can't focus on other things.
No.
So it's like, wait, that's funny. It's true.
It's not funny when it's 3 a.m. and I'm staring at my ceiling thinking about all the things I have to do the next day. That's the only time it's not funny. Spring market, really. So
having like that time during the spring market to not do those things, to have this time now to know, like you just said, the passion project and stuff like that. You know, I think these are important messages that the viewers and listeners and everybody, they need to really understand when it comes to being entrepreneurs and business people. You know, we don't go to work on a daily basis, and I say going to work very lightly. We don't do our passion on a daily basis thinking, you know, oh, today I'm just going to go have a coffee and kind of do. It's like there are things to do, and the only accountable people are you. There's no boss saying, hey, get this done. There's no like. I mean, it's great to work on a team because you can hold each other accountable, but you're creating like there's 10 clients to deal with. It's like, well, you know, it's, you know, whatever's going to have a coffee. It's like, no, it's got to get done now because they expect you now, and everything needs to happen now. Like the million things that jump at you all at once.
24 hours a day, 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was going to say something to kind of add to what you were just mentioning about like not having a boss and like you have to be accountable for yourself. And we are very fortunate in our situation, having the 3 of us, like we have our moments, we discuss things. It may not be what we always want to hear, but it's the truth and like the raw, honest truth about everything. And then it's like, Just came to me in January and said like, my position this year is to execute on everything. Again, going back to how we are perfectionists when it comes to a lot of things, just executing and being comfortable and knowing that they're not perfect. That was another thing that like I committed as much as Just committed to like, hey, okay, execution is going to be our thing this year. Commit to it and execute. Commit to it and execute. Like there's attainable goals and may not, like I was always thinking, hey, we're going to do like this big thing in like 6 months. Just is like, no, come back. Let's do like a small like goal, achieve it, and then build on that and keep on building. And it's been so much more beneficial rather than thinking like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with having this big picture, but continuously building on that foundation to climb up that ladder so you can see the whole thing actually manifest into what your objective was. Did that make any sense at all?
The big picture is like looking at a big chocolate cake and saying, I'm going to eat it all. But if you chunk it down and eat a piece every day, that cake's going to be gone by the end of the week.
The right time of the month, that whole cake is mine.
Or by the end of 3 days. In that case, I'd have 2 a day.
Wait, hold on. Is it chocolate cake though? Or is it like vanilla ice cream cake?
You know what? It's got to be either chocolate or vanilla or ice cream. Vanilla cake for me, like white cake, is like Vanilla.
It has to be chocolate cake.
So check this out.
You what?
Can you guys read this?
Yeah.
I don't get a vote. Oh, don't get a vote on the Fbombs.
Oh.
I don't get a vote.
You want me to put
No, Paul. I will forever be a trucker mouth, and there's nothing you can do about it. But at least I got a smile to go along with it.
There you go. And you have to like, just adjusting my seat here. You have to like take it in stride too, because I'm an F-bomb person too. I'm blue collar, electrician by trade. So trucker mouth, whatever you want to call it. But it's like, it's hard to, it's based on emotion too. Like something happens and the first reaction is fix auto, you know? It's like, it's gotta come out. But it's like, I think that's the raw part of yourself that, and I will say this till the nth degree to any person out there, is like, the more you're yourselves, the more people will admire you. You know, people worry about people maybe not liking it and pushing boundaries, but really, I think Will Smith says it the best when he talks about there's this line of fear, and it's actually the best things that happen after that fear. So it's like, there's nothing to fear but fear itself.
Yeah.
If you don't cross that line, how will you ever know? So just do you.
100%. And you know, you get judged, and people will talk if you're not doing anything, and people will judge and talk if you are doing something. So you might as well just do something and let people talk and admire you, and there will be a pool of people that will respect what you're doing. But it doesn't matter. You mute out the noise and continue to truck through.
And you only want to really surround yourself with people anyways that support you, and everybody else is poison.
100%. You attract what you are, right? And that goes both for like friends and clients, you know?
Oh.
Do I want to work with clients that might lose their mind if I drop an F-bomb when we're touring a home? Maybe not.
That could make you really, yeah, I mean, maybe that could make you really tense, or it's like, you know what, this isn't for me. And
yeah. How am I going to service them? They're like my best if I can't be myself. So
exactly. And it's also that value added service too. Like you're offering a professional service of, you know, obviously buying and selling real estate, but it's also that it's the relationship added value. It's like, you know, you call at 3 a.m, guess what? I'm there. You know, you email at this time and I'm there. You have a question and I can answer it. And if I don't know the answer, I go find it. And that's the value added service, but you do it in your way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's important. And a lot of times, I'm like, I personally, when it comes down to these lives, especially, I only like to talk about mindset, by the way, as you can tell so far, we're 22 minutes live.
Mindset, Devin, that doesn't sound like you at all.
Because we need to be surrounded by people like it. We need to see those people out there, and that's basically a lot about what this is. Sure, we can talk about digital visual marketing. We can talk about the market. We can talk about real estate. We can talk about all those things that at the end of the day, not everybody gives a shit about. Mm-hmm. And what we really need to talk about is most of the people that are following us, even our clients, sometimes just need to hear that, you know what, every little thing is gonna be.
Okay. Don't ever do that again.
Come on, yo, sway.
Okay, we got to get into this. Like, come on, like we're not going to do them. Well, you can if you want to, but like the impressions that you can do.
No.
You know what? Listen. If anyone wants to contact you privately, you need to do it. And the reason is because I have never heard anyone better in my entire life. And I'm talking. You just heard a sample of it, really. You did.
I did?
No.
Yeah, okay, but that's soft. That's nothing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They can contact you after. Come on, Jess. You know what I'm talking about. Like,
I know what you're talking about. She does killer impressions.
Had me on the floor. Like I was on the floor.
Hilarious. Can't lie.
Right? But anyways, back to mindset. You know, but I think also that brings out the personality in people when they have the caring side coming out, right? We can all be serious about stuff all the time, but why? You know, that's not the real side of us. We all want to be happy. Everybody wants to be happy. Nobody wants to be tense. Nobody wants to be dealing with things that they don't have to deal with or whatnot, right? So I think being on these lives as well, I mean, it's informing people obviously about things that we can talk about, which we're still going to talk about, but it's also understanding that we're 3 people right now talking about how cool things really are and how people can get through things and how, you know, we talked about going on video and on live for your virtual open house. And you just talked about how it's like, at first, it was kind of hard, and it's like, okay, I do have the right angle, but you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And you got through it.
Is this my skinny side?
It's like, which side do I do?
Oh, I remember I had told Taleen, we were literally having like a pep talk on the way there, and they said, Taleen, there's our best angle, which we know.
Yeah.
And then there's the angle that everybody else sees every day. So that's the angle we're going to go with for the open house. But that's the honest to God truth. That's what it is. Yeah, we all know our very best angles, and we all know how to work them on social media. But then there's the angle
to like go like this though. You can't really.
But then there's the angle that everybody sees you at every day and knows you at.
Yeah.
You know, own it. Like live with it. It is what it is.
Heck yeah. Oh. Have you guys been following the Buzz conference much through this?
I have not. I registered and I have not. On Thursday, so it's Thursdays, and on Thursday morning we actually have our power hour powwow kind of thing, me and Taleen, that we join up with. So we have not. Important
stuff that you guys do that continue that stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring it up too is because I think, those are things as well. Those are platforms as well that are happening during obviously these times that they're not their pivot point. They were supposed to be, live events with people joining in and stuff like that. But it's been now offering a lot of information, and it's been good because I think people are starting to really, well, that's not your best angle.
I know, right?
I missed it.
She leaned forward.
Looking at you, Devin. Look, he likes that. He's like,
dude, how did you? I love attention. You guys know I love attention.
Like, yeah, we know.
Listen, this is just for Devin, right?
Oh,
this is strictly for Devin to get the hi, Devin, you're so cute. Look, he's blushing.
I am blushing because that leaves me speechless because I don't know how to react to that. But that's funny. And yeah, you guys listen. You guys know me well, okay? So I'll take it. It's cool. Cool. I like you. You guys are all right.
So tell us, when is 98 Degrees getting back together?
I was talking to the guys, and what happened was my vocals went.
Oh, God.
My vocals went. For those that don't know, I'm actually Nick Lachey. So it's,
How's Drew doing? How's your brother Drew? Yeah.
Amazing.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Did I tell you that story? Is that how
when we were at RMX and you guys were actually running some B-roll footage for us, and you just kept introducing yourself to everybody as Nick Lachey.
That's amazing. Where was I when that's funny. No.
Well, we were all working the room separately. I think I was introducing him to Ash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that was probably an amazing event for us, by the way. And we have nothing but kind words to say to you guys for bringing us along.
We wish we could have brought you guys right into the conference too, but things didn't work out, so it's okay.
Well, and it's great exposure for us as far as awareness has, and we met a lot of people there that we still continue to talk to today, and people we never really thought we'd work with, like yourselves, and it's we've now developed these relationships. So but that's all part and because of you guys, and actually we'll talk back to when you guys said your belly to belly and how important that is to you guys. It was one of the points I wanted to bring up with in general. You ladies love to network. It's a huge part of your business. You talk belly to belly. I mean, it's those types of events that I think a lot of people are missing too.
Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. You're not the first person to say that the event, made a difference in your business. Paul doesn't just do it for us and for the team and for himself. He does it because he genuinely wants to bring people together, and there's a number of people who, can say that I did business with this person, or I made this connection and have this fabulous relationship with this person because your event brought us together. So, that's why we do it, and that's why we want you guys there, and we want everybody to show up, is because we firmly believe in that belly to belly, face to face, good old connection. Fortunately, it won't anymore be a handshake kind of.
Well, it'll be whatever you want to be, right?
We'll all be dapsing each other.
Yeah.
I don't know about you two, but when I shook somebody's hand, I still washed my hands. You know what I mean? I still did stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's, and again, it's just managing it. We have to be careful, and we have to do what we have to do and play our parts. But you're right. And OTBX will forever be grateful to Hannah and the Homegirls. It's crazy how when you talk about like growth in business and in general, whether no matter what business it is, it's about the relationships you build, the connections you make, which you guys are all stars at that kind of stuff. Relationship building, I would say like you guys are the grand poobahs.
Thank you.
I'm not lying that you get like I'm not.
Because we enjoy it, Devin. We sincerely enjoy it. Like,
and it's natural.
It's so natural.
It's not for personal gain. It's like we truly genuinely like to meet other people, just like on a personal level. Like what was your first experience meeting me? And what was your first experience meeting Jess?
Actually, so my first, because I wasn't at the initial meeting with you guys. It was
not.
And my first meeting with Taleen was at the video, the shot of you.
That's right.
And Jess as well when we did the shoot.
I showed up after, I guess, a little bit later. Did you guys shoot a little bit the day before?
No.
No, I actually met Devin a couple days before to come scout everything out.
This was a planning video, which we should actually talk about this video. This was a planning video.
Yeah.
We had to plan it out because we needed to pick different shots of it. And that's right, we did meet on that time. That's when we first met.
Because it's kind of complex because what happened was I submitted a request and then like half hour later, I got a text message from you. I was like, oh, this is my brother. Like I've never spoken to you before, never had a conversation, straight off the jump, like shooting the shit on text message. And then like, no, let's get on the phone. Let me explain what my ideas are and how we can make this work.
Yeah, and I think that's because we're relationship-based people. Like you said, it's like I'm talking to my sisters. It's like you can, but when you can honestly, like it's like that. It works like that. But you guys are also masters at it too, so you understand that. If you were talking to somebody else that didn't understand that, it might be a little bit more difficult. But creating a vision and executing that vision, like on this video, it was great, and I love the idea. Like I love the fact that no one had ever done it. I love the fact that it's like. We are taking something from like an imaginary, like sure it's a show that exists, but it's like it's your version of it on a house, which you had great feedback on it too.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy with it.
And I have to I have to go like this and say, listen, sure we might have like helped produce it, but it was all your planning. Like you did, that was the vision in your head. We just kind of like try to like read your brain a little bit. And Jess is like superstar actress.
I'm the person in the back end just producing and bossing people around.
You're an all-star open houses. That's what it is, because that's what it was in the video.
She is. Have you seen upstairs yet?
Yeah.
I had like 2 lines and I was sweating buckets.
Which I'm doing right now because I refuse to turn on the AC in my place.
Oh, that went on this weekend for me.
No, not
what is the temperature? I opened my phone like I'm gonna look at the temperature. What is it there right now? By the way, you two are in Jess, you're in Mississauga, you're in Toronto.
Where are you?
Hamilton, the Hammer.
Oh, well, I thought you were in Oakville.
Well, our head office is there. I am in the Hammer. So it's 2-8.
No. Feels like
33 with 33.
the summer's here.
It's hot. It's hot out there.
Are you talking about opening the patios soon too?
Yeah, they
like
are.
Patios, just patios.
Patios, and they're actually thinking about closing some of the actual street down so the patios can extend into the road. So it will be open to only pedestrians. And
this is my thought. People think, oh, these things are like, this is gonna what happened. I'm telling you, like, and we know, and we saw it on the news. We know what happened in Toronto. We won't even go there. But it's like people are sick and tired, and they want to do something. So people think that these places, and it's tough, like what they've gone through. But I think once things start lifting, boom, like these places are gonna be so busy. I don't care what anybody says. People want to get out. They want to do things. They want to see people. They want to go have a couple drinks. They want to like. People want to party. That's what they want to do. They want to party. I think that's what you're going to see. I mean, we're seeing it as far as real estate's concerned. Like we've never been like, I shouldn't say we've never. We haven't really ever been like booked for a day. We've always been able to fit things in, but we're literally like at capacity, and that's a lot. That's like sometimes 100 listings a week. So it's, it's tough, but that's a good thing. And that's just real estate. You can only imagine what it's like, the energy of people, especially in Toronto. Like when these patios things open,
gonna be crazy.
I was in Toronto the other day and I couldn't, like, there's a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people in Hamilton are out too, but it's crazy.
I couldn't believe when I saw the lakeshore. Remember, Taleen? I'm like, they shut down half of the lakeshore.
Yeah.
It looks like Carabana down there. Like, there was just people everywhere. People who've never ridden a bike before are on a bike trying to figure it out.
How do you know that they've never? Okay, I was gonna say, how do you know they've never ridden a bike?
Oh, you can tell when somebody has it when they're on a pixie bike or whatever those rental bikes are, and they're like falling over. They've never ridden a bike. They're just jonesing to get outside. But either way, no, you're right. The minute that they said, okay, it's fine, people are just flooding to the streets.
Yeah,
I understand it. It's a bit scary, but it is what it is, you know. And I think we all just have to roll with it. And I think that, you know, if things start going south again, then we know how to readjust. Period. But yes, you put everything, you put a very busy city on hold, right? And so we're catching up now, and so that's why you guys are going to be solid booked. You know, listings coming up are going to be, you know, because there's these sellers that sat and waited for a couple months, you know. So we're all playing catch up.
And these sellers are also, and like, again, this is where I'm not going to go into it because these are not like things that probably should be discussed, but it's like sellers thought things were going to happen and they never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these people are just like, this never happened and I was delayed. Like, screw this. Like, I'm doing what I need to do. And I think that's what's happening as well. But, you know, we don't get to talk to the sellers in that way. We get to talk to a lot of the agents, but it's definitely more active with new listings too, because our pivot point, like as a business, was current listings going to Matterport and all that kind of stuff. That was a big part of us switching and pivoting there. So, but now it's like, it's all new listings. I mean, 95% of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's, it just shows. I mean, I guess those are trends. I mean, especially in the area, like the GTA area, when you start looking at that kind of stuff, I think that's, I don't know. It's like you just said, it wasn't, they put it on hold. The button was pushed that said pause. They didn't, like the light switch wasn't turned off. There was nothing wrong with the economy. There was nothing wrong with what people were doing. And yes, there are a lot of people that have lost a lot of jobs and stuff like that, but a lot of people that, you know, have decent paying jobs that still got to work from home. And those businesses still got to operate, which those people are still buying and selling property, and or one spouse got laid off, the other spouse is working, they're downsizing or upsizing, they decided that they don't like their house anymore and they want to buy a new one, like whatever it is, whatever it is. And then the hot weather comes, vitamin D's coming in, patios might be opening. Yeah, you can see it happening.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. Almost.
Oh yeah.
Inevitable?
Inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Evitable.
That's what I thought you said.
You're a fool.
I'm a fool. This is my attention grab. This is how I get more attention.
Yeah,
funny. I want to be funny so I can get more attention.
Come on. This isn't Dig Devin Talks Inside the Box, okay? Like.
Yeah, well, if Paul has to deal with it, so do you.
I probably should have called him first and got advice on what's it like to sit on with Jess and I together.
It keeps me on my toes. Like, I have to practice. This is what it's been. You know what? This conversation has taught me that I need to practice. I have not been challenged in about 3 months this way. So obviously I need practice. I guess we got to do this a couple more times because
you just have to execute. Don't overthink it. Take it from the overthinkers. Don't overthink it. Just do it. And you're doing it. And you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Like Nike, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies,
$25,000 for saying that right now?
Sure.
Endorse.
I'll split it with you. We're going on vacation after this. I don't know, but like we'll go somewhere like Niagara Falls because we can't fly anywhere.
Well, let's ask you this. I always ask people this. What is like the first thing that you're actually going to do once everything really is lifted and we're done all the phases?
It's a tough one. You guys know my personal situation, right? You know, my son and stuff like that. So that what I want to do and what I'd like to do might be difficult. What I would do, I mean, I think like anybody else, I think I want to get the hell out of here for a week and go somewhere. Like I definitely want to enjoy something that maybe I've taken for granted. And it's not fast food and all that kind of stuff. It's not like a restaurant or going to the bar because I can do that anytime. It would be, understanding that and this happened to us really quickly. In a matter of weeks, things can change, and all of a sudden everything gets shut down. So yeah, I would probably go somewhere I've never been before. And I mean like Europe, Bali, Vietnam, like just somewhere really, really like intensely crazy, somewhere where I can appreciate that what we have here is actually, I should be more grateful than maybe what I am. Mm-hmm. I think that's something that I would do. I would like to take my son with me. And that's when I'm talking about like the personal stuff, but what about you two? We're going to switch this question around.
So here's something that I can actually share with you guys. I was going to share it on my stories this weekend, but then I was on the golf course and maybe had one too many White Claws. So my T's been asking this to a lot of people. And my thing was always that I wanted to go to, we go camping at Shirkston Shores. I don't know if you know where it is, but so we go to Shirkston a lot. And the one thing we love doing there is golf cart rides. And so I kept saying like the one thing I want to do, it's not like bar, patio, any of that stuff. Like you said, we could do that whenever, whatever. I can't wait to just get there and get on the golf cart and go for a ride. And I had imagined it in my head as in Shirkston on the golf cart. And then I'm like golfing on Friday. And it just like kind of occurred to me that like, this is it. And I know that it may not be over and everything might not be gone, but I was like, this is it. This is what I wanted. This was me riding around in the golf cart. And it may not have been what I pictured. Like it may not have been in Shirkston and what I imagined, but life gave it to me. Things always kind of like that story, like things may not work out how you imagine them, but they'll always work out. So I was kind of had this like real moment where I was like, this is what I've wanted. And I just felt like so happy. Yeah. Like I recognize that this, we're not in the clear and that this isn't, when it's all over kind of thing, but it was definitely an eye-opening experience to be like, this is how I saw it, but this is how it happened. And it's just as awesome the way that it turned out kind of thing.
And you kind of manifested it that way and it showed itself in a way that, you still appreciated it.
100%. 100%.
I love it.
It took me a while. It was like halfway into the round that I kind of had this freak out. And I was with Charlene and she's just like looking at me like, I missed you, kind of thing.
I like her too, right? And she's the same way. Like you guys are all like the three of you are just like these, you like to get out and do stuff. So I can only imagine what it's been like. So that's cool. And golfing, we'll talk about golfing after. I'm a huge golfer, so we'll go golfing.
We can go out and I'll outdrive you any day. Don't worry. You should ask the guys we played.
You're gonna outdrive me in the golf cart
almost every time.
You're gonna outdrive me in the golf cart, maybe.
No, I got a mean swing, man.
All right, listen. I'll take you down for that. I'm like I can pop 320, 315, 320.
You what? You can drive that far? Yeah. Okay, relax, Happy Gilmore. I'll believe it when I see it.
I golf that way too. I actually run up to the ball with a Boston Bruins shirt on.
I would actually love that.
I will go get my Boston Bruins jersey.
What about you, T? What's your thing?
Yeah, golfing?
I wish. I've been dying and wanting to learn how to play golf for a couple years now, and I just go to the driving range. I can't go out with Jess because it's always a foursome, and there's always like, I don't want to hold anyone behind. That's my biggest thing. So I want to learn, get better at it, and then go out with everyone. My thing is like, even this morning when I was driving around, I went to go do a lockbox installation, and I love the heat and the sun. I'm itching to tan. Like,
you can do that right now. This doesn't need to be over. You can do that on your balcony.
No, I can't do the balcony because by 12 o'clock, the sun is not prime sun with the high UV rays is usually around 1 o'clock, like 1:15.
You know where else you could tan? On the top of a golf cart.
Or in the golf cart and have one arm burnt and one arm not. That's always bad.
But like really, it's like there's a foursome. Taleen doesn't want to golf. It's like put her on top. Like she can drink, she can pass out the beers, and she can tan. Just remember that she's up there when you start driving away.
Yeah.
No fishtails allowed on the wet grass. Okay.
Oh.
But all jokes aside, no, I would if from what I'm gathering and what I'm feeling and everything coming, our spring market is going to be shifted into the summer and into like the fall, and it's going to continue. So. I mean, ideally, I would love in a perfect world, perfect situation to like pack up. And I know we have been kind of off the grid right now, but I really want to go off the grid. Like, I don't want social. I don't want anything. I just want to be on, I don't know if it's in the Maldives, or Boracay or Peru. I actually just spoke to a friend that randomly moved to Peru yesterday.
Bocas del Toro in Peru.
Bocas del Toro?
Yeah, it's these islands on like northern part. They have a bunch of hostels, like nice hostels. Like they have like water slides into the ocean.
Ooh.
Search it up.
So her eyes, you see Jess is like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's built that life too.
Water slides? What? I'm 10 years old on the inside.
Absolutely. Same with like roller coasters and Disney. Oh my God. Like, don't even get me started on that. There's so many things.
I love it. I can't wait to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. That's what I can't wait.
The what?
I know I'm a loser. I can't wait to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Where's that?
Universal.
Oh.
Universal Studios.
Yes.
It actually, I don't think I've even seen all the movies, but I know it's cool. I would enjoy it. It's these kinds of things being brought to life. Come on, that's like so cool.
Yeah.
I've never been to Disney World. Have you guys been to Disney World?
Yeah.
World, not Land. World.
Yeah, like 5.
Land is in
California.
No, I've never been to. I've only been to the one in Disney.
I've been to one in California, so in Anaheim and in Orlando.
Look at you.
Why? The guilty pleasure. Come on, like I'm a kid at heart. Like
it's not just for kids. You gotta go, T.
Yeah.
I got myself an autograph book, and I couldn't wait to meet all of the princesses and get their signature. Like, it's so fun.
Who's the extra one now?
I'm not extra. Okay, first of all, don't be jealous of my signature book. Okay. I'll take you to meet Mickey one day, baby girl.
All right. Right? I've always wanted to go to Disney World, but I've never had. From what I've heard, it's like you need to spend a week there.
Well, hold on.
No.
The only reason they're saying that is because they think that you're going to go experience it once.
And every park, they think you're going to go to every park.
Yeah, you can't. A, it's too much money.
Yeah.
B, it kind of like it actually takes away from the fun of like go for a couple days and experience one park and experience it. Like put yourself in, and then go back a couple months or even a year later and do another park. Mm-hmm. And it's it's the whole cake thing, right? Don't eat the whole cake, little chunks at a time, and eventually get it. But the reason I recommend it is because you will stress yourself out trying to get from park to park to park because it's so busy there. It's like better for you to like wake up, go to a park, and there's a long line and be like, yeah, whatever. I got another 2 days at this park. Like, some people are like, oh, I got to get on this ride because tomorrow we're not going. We're going to Animal Kingdom, and it's just like, like one park at a time. Experience it and buy the book that tells you the secrets about Disney.
Yes.
You need to. There's like a personal package you can buy, and then you like advance all the lines.
Yeah.
No, it's like 10 G's or something like that.
No.
You can buy a fast pass. A fast pass is like, let's say a daily. It costs you $120 to get into Disney per day. If you buy a fast pass, it'll cost you $200, but you can go front of line. But you can only do like one or two at a time. You can't fast pass every ride. So it's like you fast pass a ride, you go wait in line at another one, and then you come back. You can get on that ride, and then you go fast pass again.
Because you almost like book a time, don't you? Like you're like, I want to do Space Mountain at 2:00, so you're like, I got time to go do this, and then you get to Space Mountain by 2:00. Yes, I remember that.
And but then there's people that don't do that, and they have to stand in the line.
You're like suckers.
Yeah. But you can't. There's not every ride has that though.
Well, and when you're with a family, if you've got like 4 or 5 kids, man, who wants to pay for fast passes on all that?
The cool thing though, there's a huge difference between Disneyland and Disney World in the sense that Disneyland is the first one. It's the first one that was ever built. Like it's the true imagination of it. Disney World was like what he wanted, but it's like Disneyland was built first. So Disneyland has different rides, but it's also got a little bit more history to it. But Disneyland, so it's Magic Kingdom is like Disneyland, except Disneyland has California Adventure, which has like roller coasters and stuff like that. But it has other rides like an Indiana Jones ride, which is not at Disney World. They have Indiana Jones like at Hollywood Studios. It's like you can watch the movie. Look how excited I am about it.
No, I love it.
I'm like, yes.
Like honestly, I could. There's like this plaque when you first go into it, and I forget what it says, and I should actually memorize it because it's the truth. But it literally says, once you cross under the bridge, you're leaving the world of that you're leaving behind here, and you're entering a world of fantasy. Like, be a kid again. And it's the truth, because they have designed these parks in the sense, like, when you're in Magic Kingdom or Tomorrowland of Magic Kingdom, you can't see Adventureland. You can't see any other park because you're in that park. You walk down Main Street USA, which is, if anybody doesn't know, it's the first street you walk down when you go into Magic Kingdom. You walk past the bakery, you can smell fresh buns because they pump that smell in there. And it's not about like buying it. It's creating the experience.
Taking you into another world, yeah.
And the reason I get excited about it is because I think everybody should run their business this way.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the experience. It's not about, always like what you're doing. Like, sure, Disneyland has rides. People are like, it's amusement park. I'm like, no, it's not an amusement park. It's a whole other world. It truly is.
You know who you would love to hear speak then, if you haven't already? Johnny Cupcakes.
Yes.
Who the heck is that?
He was supposed to come to Realtor Quest this year. They brought him in on at the Remax convention. He is.
Search him.
Yeah, so he's got a t-shirt company, but his thing isn't about the shirts, it's about the experience. So he calls himself Johnny Cupcakes. All of it, his storefront is all like stoves and things, and they pump out the smell of vanilla frosting, but they're selling t-shirts, and it's you would love it. And he came on and he gave an excellent talk on the brand and how it's more about the experience and what that client walks away with than it is about any product that you sell.
That's absolutely amazing.
He's amazing. Watch one of his talks, or once he gets into, he's doing live or online events now. But when you can see him talk, listen to it. He's your new best friend, and there's a lot of like Disney and all that kind of stuff intertwined into his stuff.
Cool.
So you're gonna love him. You're welcome.
I'm gonna become obsessed here. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. Oh, we can do t-shirts orders together if you want. I'm constantly ordering.
The thing is, I need new t-shirts.
That's great.
Boston Globe. So he's a keynote speaker. He's an entrepreneur. Where's he based out of?
So Boston. He's born and raised in Boston. His kind of like, as a kid, he would sell anything he could. Started with like buttons, and he'd buy whoopee cushions in bulk and sell them. And he just had this thing with, being business savvy, and then it turned into making an experience, and it's just so solid. So solid.
And I bet you any money too, it's like, you guys know, obviously everybody knows Gary Vee, but I think Gary Vee also says the same thing. He's just a little bit more harsh about it.
Yeah.
I think it's these kinds of people that are like, this is what business is all about. It's about the building the relationship and caring about what you're doing. Yeah. And offering a value. Like, people are like, well, you got to offer value. It's like, well, I don't know how to offer value because I don't do this. That's not the value. The value is you. You're the value. If you don't create that value of like being a personable person, answering questions, finding answers, being passionate about what you're doing, who the hell wants to work with you?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. This guy, he's going to be my best friend. I know it.
Let me know what you think.
I heard T say you're going to marry him though.
Me?
You're going to marry him. You went like this. You're like,
oh,
love. Devin's in love already.
Oh, me? You were saying me.
You put your hand like this and you went like this as Jess was talking about him. Like, you were
probably going to have a bromance on Johnny Cupcakes. I call it right now. He's going to have a bromance.
For sure.
Bromances are allowed. But yeah, in love, I don't know. I don't really swing that way. But who knows? Maybe he's just that right guy.
Maybe he's going to change. He's going to be the one that changes you.
Oh, man.
The right guy. The real question is there a right guy? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that was good. Wait, we're 55 minutes in. I'm going to shut this down. This was fun.
No.
Glad.
That was so boring.
I'm glad it wasn't boring.
Listen, the reason I laughed at that for all the viewers is because before we got on, I kept saying it's going to be fun. And they were fine. Like, Devin, you said it 100 times. It's obviously going to be boring. So stop saying it's going to be fun.
You know when you like keep on saying something to like give that reassurance because you're not sure yourself? You're like, yeah, it's going to be great. Just like that experience is going to be great. It's beautiful. The house is gorgeous. And you're like, yeah, it's all right. It's okay. No, but this was actually fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you.
No, actually, thank you. Because at the end of the day, when you can connect with people like we connect, when we can have the conversations we have, I think that's like really what it comes down to. So I don't think that you would have agreed to come on the show, and I don't think I would have invited if we didn't think we could have good conversations.
Well, and thanks for having us.
Yeah.
We'll do it again. I'm telling you right now, and everybody knows it's going to talk about it. It's like we are slowly going to get into like the podcast industry and all that kind of stuff, and you guys will be back.
Yes.
And we're going to video it, and everything. You know, we're gonna
be all right.
Wow.
Everybody can find you too at Hannah and the Homegirls. You can go to your personal Instagrams. Everybody knows where to find us.
Yeah.
We'll save this, get you guys a copy of it. You guys can show it on your social medias.
Awesome.
Okay. Ladies, thank you so much for your time. Stick around. Don't press the end button after I go off live, okay?
Why?
Because we'll talk after.
Okay. I'm sorry. I need clarity. No.
Okay. All right. Hey, all our listeners, thanks for tuning in. We did very well today, ladies. There's a bunch of people on. We got some hearts and likes and smiley faces and all that kind of good stuff. So thanks again, everyone, for coming back at you live another day. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Tune in. Ladies, thank you so, so much.
Do it again.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Hasta luego.
And